Tonight on KOTA Territory News at 5:30, could President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill affect medical insurance for some South Dakotans? Plus, South Dakota's Department of Health continues its efforts to stop a potential measles outbreak. South Dakota Representative Dusty Johnson announced that he's running for governor. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Jack Cottle. Representative Dusty Johnson wants to be South Dakota's next governor. Johnson made the announcement today in a pair of events, first in Sioux Falls and one going on tonight here in Rapid City. KOTA Territory's Hannah Hutter joins us live at the press conference here in town with the latest. Hannah?
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, I'm here with Representative Dusty Johnson, who's just announced that he is running to be the next governor of South Dakota. So, Representative, what led to this decision?
I love this state, and I think the next 20 years for South Dakota can be our best time, but it's not going to happen automatically. It's not a sure thing. We need to have a real plan. We need to have real leadership, and I'm excited to be the kind of guy who can pull together that team and pull together that plan. I mean, this was a packed house today, and we probably had 300 in Sioux Falls, so across both sides of the state, we have people who are hungry for that, and frankly, we're going to do everything we can to give it to them.
Well, congratulations on announcing, and thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Jack, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Hannah. Well, it's a beautiful sunny day to start off the work week. Do we continue to see sunshine in the forecast? Meteorologist Ryan Larmew is in the First Alert Weather Center with the latest. Kind of a nice break from what we saw around here for a good part of the day yesterday.
Yeah, we saw plenty of storms over the past 2 days in Rapid City and surrounding areas. Sunshine back out, Jack, and I think everyone is enjoying it. That sunshine still in Rapid City. Downtown, our Golden West weather cam, Gunderson Palmer, showing the sunshine still shining over there. Definitely need the sunglasses as you're heading out tonight, and everywhere seeing the sunshine, as we can see here on First Alert Doppler radar. Not a cloud in the sky. A beautiful day for us to start off the work week, and temperatures feel nice too. 70s and 80s across the area. We're 82 in Gillette, 81 at the Rapid City Airport, but 79 in Sturgis, Beulah, and downtown Rapid City, while Spearfish sits at 75 degrees. For the rest of the evening, these temperatures stay in the 70s until after sunset, where we'll see clear skies replace the sunshine and 60s take back over. I'll be talking about how hot we're getting because the sunshine eventually will lead to heat. That's all coming up in just a few. Jack?
Thank you, Ryan. Cleanup is underway in the Dakota area following a tornado over the weekend. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley was on the ground in Dakota today, where he reports one couple is lucky to be alive.
We are standing in the yard of one of two homes that were destroyed during this tornado Saturday night. The couple who lived inside this home miraculously surviving their home being destroyed during the storm. Saturday night's tornado destroyed two homes, several structures, and even toppled this semi-truck. One of the homes destroyed belonged to Chase and Beyondre Olney. The couple, who lives south of Dakota, were inside the laundry room of their manufactured home with their dogs as the tornado ripped through.
About 2-3 rolls, what I can recall, and then when we were landed outside, the debris, like walls, and I'm not sure what else was hitting us, and I felt her getting sucked away, and I grabbed her. We lost a dog, but luckily that survived, and when it kind of all got done said, lifted a wall off us.
Beyondre only suffered gashes and was bleeding from her arm and head. All in all, the couple did survive and were walking around their property just 2 days after the storm.
We're alive, so that's the biggest thing. I know God was with us on that, and we survived.
The couple receiving an outpouring of support from the community in the immediate aftermath.
The fire department and the sheriff's department got here right across the road. Our neighbors were here. I mean, all our neighbors came. They came to our aid. They were here, helping us pick up the pieces, finding our stuff, that night. And, they got us safe. They did the best they could. Our livestock that was left, they helped us get them to a safe spot what we had left.
The tornado was classified as a higher-end EF2 with peak winds at 135 miles per hour. The tornado's path was 3 miles long and a quarter mile wide. In Dakota, Blake Trolley, KOTA Territory News.
With the Mount Rushmore state having 2 more confirmed measles cases in the last few weeks, bringing its total to 4 in 2025, the South Dakota Department of Health is ramping up their effort to prevent a potential statewide outbreak. Since last Monday, the Department of Health has been holding a series of vaccination clinics throughout South Dakota to expand access to the MMR vaccine. Today, they held a clinic at the Rapid City One-Stop building and the Belle Fourche Public Health Office. The department's nurse team lead for West Central South Dakota says since the first confirmed case of the measles in the state late last month, her office has given about 8 MMR vaccine shots, with 4 shots distributed on June 5th alone.
We've had lots of calls wondering what their vaccination status, do I need one, do I need a booster, and we've answered a lot of questions.
King said they've also received a lot of calls from people who have not vaccinated their child in the past. According to the Centers for Disease Control, only 90.8% of kindergartners in South Dakota were vaccinated from the disease for the 2023-24 school year.
We're working with the Douglas school system on doing some vaccination clinics. We're planning on going in there and vaccinating one day kindergartners and anyone in the elementary school that may need vaccinations.
According to the South Dakota Department of Health, the MMR vaccine gives people the best protection against measles. Anyone who missed the vaccination clinics today will have a chance to attend one at the Rapid City One-Stop building on July 9th from 1 p.m. to 4:30 and July 22nd from 8 a.m. to noon. President Donald Trump wants to sign his One Big Beautiful Bill Act by Independence Day on Friday. Meanwhile, benefits for millions of Americans are on the line. Zeta Jones shares what some say this bill could do to clinics, hospitals, and the people in KOTA territory who depend on them.
President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act is aiming to reduce taxes, adjust spending for various federal programs, and increase the statutory debt limit. But to do this, there could be cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and the Affordable Care Act, which KFF analysis of Congressional Budget Office figures say could leave more than 16,000 South Dakotans without coverage.
Individuals that do not have insurance wait too long to seek health care because out-of-pocket is very pricey, then waits until they are in serious trouble, and maybe that individual becomes so ill they can't work. So now you have someone that is not earning an income and not contributing to the economy by purchasing, by paying taxes. You know, it's just sort of expands, and it's like the ripples in a pond.
We have never, ever done anything to reform and improve and strengthen these programs that are growing at an unsustainable rate that will wreck our economy and wreck our country if we don't start making some changes. And so, yes, there are some improvements and reforms to Medicaid to make it more efficient, to make sure that the people who are supposed to benefit from Medicaid do, and that it doesn't go to people who shouldn't benefit from Medicaid.
Smith says the impact could go far beyond insurance status, saying clinics could close, jobs could vanish, and rural families may be forced to travel hundreds of miles to see a doctor.
The people of South Dakota support the wellness of their neighbors. Well, children learn, and healthy adults work. And so to deny wellness to those individuals is actually will put the state in an economic spiral.
2 South Dakota hospitals, Bennett County and Sanford Aberdeen, have already been labeled most vulnerable by one national hospital review. Senator Thune has called the bill a once-in-a-generation opportunity to deliver legislation to create a safer, stronger, and more prosperous America. Reporting in Rapid City, Zeta Jones, KOTA Territory News.
The biggest day for fireworks is approaching, and consumers are still buying with minimal price pain for now. Customers all over the country are buying fireworks for the big 4th of July celebration. And they don't seem to be affected by the Trump administration's tariffs on Chinese goods like fireworks. Retailers like Phantom Fireworks held off on their 2025 price increases because most of the supply was bought before the imposed tariffs. China produces 99% of consumer fireworks in the U.S., and most U.S. sellers are family businesses locked into contracts that can't make price changes, forcing them to absorb tariff changes. Well, it looks like we have a very, very hot week ahead of us. We'll go over the details and your accurate first alert forecast coming up later. But first, could Rapid City be in the running for America's best run city? We'll tell you more after the break. Rapid City has received high marks in a pair of national rankings, including being named among the best-run cities in America. Noah Miller has the story.
It's no surprise that Rapid City is growing. And no surprise that Rapid City ranks in WebWallet's list of top 30 best-run cities in the U.S., coming in 27th.
Rapid City has great professionals working for it, so it doesn't surprise me that we ranked high on the list. I know us in Sioux Falls ranked high, and I always say that's pretty impressive considering South Dakota's size, but we're able to be fiscally responsible, do things the right way, and continually improve, which is something that we are always looking to do.
Not only does Rapid City rank in the top 30 best-run cities, but it is also ranked in CNN's top 10 places to visit.
It all starts with a visit. So first of all, your first impression has to be great, and we have 3.9 million visitors who make their way into the area each year. That's a pretty big number.
Rapid City might draw in over 3 million visitors a year, but it is home to over 80,000 people, leaving some people wondering,
I wonder what it would be like to live there, to raise my family there, to grow my business there.
While no city is perfect, Mayor Jason Solomon focuses on making sure people have what they need to draw them in.
Making sure people have positive outlets instead of negative outlets. So that's why things like youth sports or music and those sort of endeavors are critical, because those are prevention efforts.
Solomon also added that you must have accountability when it comes to safety. In Rapid City, Noah Miller, KOTA Territory News.
Temperatures begin to heat up through the rest of the week. Meteorologist Ryan Larmew tells us just how hot we're getting. Your accurate first alert forecast is next.
Now, the First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Ryan Larmew.
It's a beautiful day outside as we're taking a look at our Golden West weather cam on Skyline Drive. Tower camera showing plenty of sunshine, and that's the forecast right now. That's warmed things up to around 81 degrees now in town, and these temperatures are feeling great all over the place. We're seeing 70s and 80s scattered throughout KOTA territory. 84 down in Hot Springs, 79 in Alzada, Hewlett, Newcastle, Wright, 83 over in Sheridan. As we get closer to the Black Hills, we're 78 in Sturgis and Piedmont, 77 in Belle Fourche, and at Bear Lodge, 84 over at Devil's Tower. These temperatures throughout the rest of the evening are going to continue to decline. We'll eventually get into the 50s in Rapid City, 57 degrees. This is right around average for this time of year. Clear skies are expected to take over as the sun sets, so a nice stargazing night out there to start off the work week. But temperatures over the next 3 days are really heating up. 90s expected by tomorrow. 92 degrees in Rapid City for a high temperature. We will see mostly sunny skies, and then a stray storm is possible by the late afternoon, early evening hours. And as we head throughout the remainder of the next 3 days, we're looking at temperatures continuously increasing. Slightly hotter on Wednesday, 95, or even hotter on Thursday, 98 degrees with mostly sunny skies expected over the next few days. If some of those thunderstorms do fire up tomorrow, there's a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for areas generally south of I-90, but a few areas north of I-90 still included in this. Rapid City, we're included in this, and let's plan out when those thunderstorms possibly are going to fire up tomorrow. As we head throughout the afternoon, we're going to start to see those storms possibly fire up maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then we're going to start to see those move on to the South Dakota plains. These are going to be very sporadic throughout the day. They'll strengthen as they move off towards the south and the east throughout the evening, but by the time we're getting to Wednesday morning, we're talking about sunshine across almost the entirety of KOTA territory. Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, we could see a few isolated showers in portions of northeast Wyoming, but by Thursday evening, we're still talking about the possibility of those sunny skies. And here we are for July. It starts tomorrow. Seems like the year's been flying by halfway through it. July 1st, average in the 80s, and we're staying in the 80s all month for averages. Temperatures overnight averaging from around the 60-degree mark up to 62. Average rainfall throughout the month, 2.31 inches of rain. The sunrise time is increasing and the sunset time is decreasing, meaning we're losing daylight now as the summer solstice has now passed. But for the month of July, we're expecting above normal temperatures not only here but everywhere across the country. We're also expecting the possibility of near average precipitation, but we are in between 2 areas of below normal precipitation for the month of July, so we could see some slightly below normal precipitation values. As we head throughout the rest of the night tonight, these temperatures drop into the 50s everywhere. We're seeing clear skies across the region, and we're near average. For tomorrow, temperatures are in the 80s and 90s, 92 in Rapid City. A stray storm as we heat up, 95 over in Sheridan, 91 in Faith, The next 3 days across KOTA territory shows the 90s for everyone at least once over the next 3 days. Rapid City seeing 90s every single day of the next 3 days. And then July 4th, 4th of July. Look at that on the map so far for us. 88 degrees, maybe a few thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. So make sure to plan your fireworks around those thunderstorms.
And relax, because we're not pushing 100 like you are on Thursday up there.
Exactly. And Mother Nature might shoot off her own fireworks with some lightning.
All right, thank you very much. Well, coming up, you're in luck this evening as we have a big old fish headed your way. Plus, we check in with a local cowboy who brought home a championship from the College National Finals Rodeo. Big Quick is all the details next in KOTA Sports.
Good evening, everybody. The Legion baseball schedule rolls on tonight as Spearfish and Sturgis return to the Diamond to match up with Brandon Valley. Post 164 is first up as it's currently on the Diamond against Post 131. At around 7 o'clock, the Titans will match up with B Valley. Rapid City's Cooper Philippek is making a name for himself in the rodeo ranks. In fact, the Gillette College standout took first place in bareback at this year's College National Finals Rodeo. Philippek turned in a pair of 82.5-point rides and a 76.5 for the first 3 rounds. Cooper then saved his best for the short go as he delivered an 83.5-point ride to secure the bareback title. Philippek still has 1 year left to compete in the college ranks, but he's also ready to show what he can do against some of the world's best in the PRCA.
Yeah, dang right. I mean, everybody's dream is make the big show and try to be a world champ, but you know, sometimes that just it's not like that for everybody. I mean, I'm not saying that I can't go do that, but I would say the biggest goal is just try to ride every horse the best ability and try to do the best every time. It's, you know, there's not just every horse, you know, one horse at a time, and it's, you don't get ahead of yourself. Going to a spur board every night and sharpening your knife and your products all the time, you know, and you're true to yourself and making sure that you know what you need to do every time you show up, and you don't worry about anything else. You only can control what you can control. So if you're good at home and feeling confident, when you go to the next one, you should be feeling good and confident, not worry about what you drew or anything.
Could catch it up with Cooper, College National Finals Rodeo, bareback champ. Good stuff there. Now, it's also a big week this week on the local rodeo scene as the Black Hills Roundup takes center stage in Belle Fourche. The action cranks up tomorrow night with the Ranch Rodeo. The PRCA performances begin Wednesday and run through Saturday. Those will all be at 7 o'clock, except on Friday the 4th when it starts at 3. Fireworks will follow the performance on Thursday night. Over the weekend, Piers Carter Sanderson became the first South Dakotan selected in the NHL draft. Sanderson was taken in the 6th round by the Penguins. Sanderson spent this past season playing for the Muskegon Lumberjacks of the USHL. He is also committed to play his college hockey at the Division I level for North Dakota. Well, let's jump on in for another edition of Big Old Fish. And this evening, Daryl Ironcloud is our featured angler. Daryl reeled in this nice-looking largemouth bass out of Kyle Dam. Congratulations to you, Daryl, and best of luck in the rest of your fishing endeavors. You too can be featured on Big Old Fish. Just send us your picture by using the Submit Photos link at KOTATV.com. Make sure and give us the name of the person who caught the fish, what kind of fish it is, how big it is, and where it was caught. Get those pictures in, and we will get you on Big Old Fish. Nice job there by Daryl reeling in that bass, Jack.
All right, what's up with the Sasquatch, Vic?
Sasquatch got rained out yesterday, so they're playing a doubleheader this evening against Plainsmen. Baseball should be fun, and I'll let you know how that goes at 9 and 10. Sasquatch won the first half championship in the Independence League, so they're going to be in the postseason.
All right, thank you very much, Vic, and we'll be right back after the break.
Be sure to tune in to KOTA Territory News at 6 on Fox. Investigators are sharing more details about an ambush that killed 2 firefighters in Idaho.
Some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC3's down, BC1's down.
Plus, the government agency that helps keep dangerous baby products off store shelves is at risk of being cut. Those stories and more are at 6 on Fox.
All right, Ryan, we got a little break from the heat, but you say it's going to remain a little break from the heat.
Yeah, just a little break, Jack. But tonight, we're actually going to be near average. 50s expected everywhere. Look at this, 57 in Rapid City. But tomorrow, 90s, right back in it. Your kind of weather.
I like it. That'll do it for us. See you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.